Thank you for joining me today with your full wit and charm. It is. I feel special. Thank
You
you.
you are special.
I am special. There's a book that my mom gave that says you are special.
And she was right.
Yeah, but it's a beautiful book. Is that the Wemix? That's a good book.
Yeah,
Great
it
book.
is.
What's your favorite child's book? Do you have one?
Oh, the places you will go, but I'm not sure how.
Is that
much-
Dr. Zeus?
Yeah.
Mm. I like the Wemix book because it's educational
Mm.
and it's really about parallel about God's love for us. Yeah. But Green Eggs and Ham is a freaking good read too. Green Eggs and Ham. Have you ever read that one?
Yes.
Okay, that's a great one. On a boat in a moat. Yes, Sam, I am. I want your green eggs and ham. That's a beauty of a one.
Dr. Seuss is a good writer.
Oh my goodness. Just, yeah. Dr. Zeus is the kind of guy that makes me feel that I could be a child's book writer.
Yeah, you probably could
I
have.
just haven't launched that career
probably could
yet.
have
I probably could have.
I think his name is Seuss.
Seuss?
Yeah.
Oh, Dr. Zeus? Zeus. It is Zeus.
Yeah.
I'm saying Zeus.
Yeah.
Like the mighty Greek
Zeus.
god of Zeus.
That's okay.
Well,
Just
thank you
let
for
me know.
no, those are important things. Maybe today it will really matter that I know that. Zeus instead of Zeus.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. We will start our morning meditation today. We are
All
not
right, how
going-
many hours into your day are you already? 3?
Yeah, about that.
Is it a 5 a.m.?
5:30.
5:30. Okay.
5 a.m. is like that's for
That's too
that's for
early.
the real people.
But you got to see a really beautiful dove.
I got
on
to
the
see
deck
a morning dove on the deck. I'm like,
in the morning, of
Yeah.
course.
I guess there's not a lot of birds. I was like, that dove is smaller than some of the rats I've seen in our backyard.
Okay.
I think that we got the rat problem solved. We'll determine that when the thaw happens.
Thanks for sharing that with
Yes. But I was just thinking the bird is just sitting there and like a cat or a rat. Like a rat could probably, those rats
It
are
happens.
sneaky. All right. It is the 7th of March today.
Mm.
Here we go. There are just two important things.
Okay.
Seuss, no. We have to do if we want to get sober and stay sober.
Okay.
First, having admitted that we are helpless before alcohol or food or pornography or fill in the blank, adrenaline,
Okay.
we have to turn our alcoholic problem over to God and trust him to take care of it for us.
Mm.
This means asking him every morning for the strength to stay sober that day and thanking him every night. It means really leaving the problem in God's hands and not reaching out and getting the problem back to ourselves. Second, having given our drink problem to God, we must cooperate with him by doing something about it ourselves. Am I doing these two
things?
In a boat, in a moat, with a fox on a box? Sam, I am these two things. I must prepare myself by doing each day what I can to develop spiritually and to help others do the same. God tests me and trains me and bends me to his will. If I am not properly trained, I cannot meet the test when it comes. I must want God's will above mine, above all else. I must not expect to have what I am not prepared for. This preparation consists of quiet communion with God every day and gradually gaining the strength that I need.
Mm.
Whoa! Two things. Turn the alcoholic problem, my addiction, over to the care of God because it's none of my business. I can't solve it.
Yep.
And then the second one is making my life about his will.
Mm.
And doing something about it means that I have to enter into a relationship with God and cultivate the temple, the garden, and have constant and communication with God. And so I do that through prayer meditation in the morning. I do like a devotional, and I do like a little meditation of putting the armor of God on, kind of like putting my clothing on. And then I get direction and inspiration and that kind of stuff. And then I kind of double check it in the late afternoon. I've been doing that more late afternoon because there's stuff that I forget that maybe God was directing me to. But I'm not like, for me, it's not like growing in like, how do I do work better? It's how do I do God's will better? And so while I'm doing my work, I have to leave room for God's will, especially like contacting people, inspiration on like the workshops that we're running, that kind of stuff, pairing people up with pace setters. So I take that to prayer meditation and try not to like figure it out on my own. And then the drink problem, the alcoholic problem isn't existent anymore. How do you do that with adrenaline? Like, is this relatable for you with relationships and kind of the activities that produce adrenaline in a negative way for you?
Well, it's just saying to give it to God, and then I need to do the work required. So you're asking, what's the work required?
Yeah.
I don't think it's any different. I think I need to take care of my spiritual condition, connect with God, and then be of service to others, being of that spiritual condition.
I think I have one issue that I can do is connect with others more than I connect with God.
Yeah.
And
I would say, so so I have to be intentional to check in with God about even like, who should I reach out to? What should that look like?
I almost get the picture of like every day is a day at the water park or Wonderland, and we get to go and play, but I'm a little kid, and it's so easy to run away from dad. And it's like, I just run, I see the waves, and then the next thing, and it's like, oh, now I'm lost in the playground. And it doesn't mean that, it just means that when the fear comes up of like, oh, I don't even know what's for lunch.
Right.
Where is lunch? I don't have any money. Like I'm 5 years old or 8 years old or whatever it is. And I'm like, okay, that draws me back to God. That's where I take pauses. That's where I'm like, when I'm feeling frustrated, especially when I'm feeling insecure, when I'm feeling like self-pity come up, then it's like, okay, I'm somewhere where, okay, I need to come back. And I like how you talked about in the big book, it says when throughout our day we pause when agitated, but there's a comma after the pause, and you're like, no, guys, it's pause. Like, it means just pause, and then the next sentence is like, when you're agitated. It doesn't mean like only pause when you're agitated. It means pause throughout the day and check in and cultivate and build the relationship in the garden that you have with God. That's a good reminder today, because my day can be very what's that called? It can be very busy. I was trying to find a way better word. If Dr. Zeus was available, man.
I think most people are like that, though. Like, once we get started on our day, it just goes. We don't pause again in the day.
And then it's like 3 o'clock.
It's like one thing after another, and then all of a sudden it's the end of the day, and then, oops.
So my practice lately has been pausing, especially around the 3 or 4 o'clock mark or 5 o'clock mark, in between that area, and do like a review of like, okay, what did I miss? Where did stuff pop up that I was too busy for? Or where did I feel insecurity? Or where did I drop the ball over here or there? And then I still have time to be like, oh, I didn't really contact that person. I'm just going to circle back and check on in and that kind of thing. So that's one of the little things that I've been incorporating a little bit more, because I used to do it more later at night. And then you don't have any wiggle room, like it's over. And then I'm like, oh man, I didn't do that.
Right.
So I want to be constructive on my review, not destructive.
Good.
All right, prayer for today. Thank you, KB. Hi. Oh, KB Hearted. Thank you. We're over here. So prayer for today. I pray that I and you may really try to do God's will in all of my affairs. I pray that we try to do God's will in all of our affairs today. I pray that I may do all I can to help others find God's will for them. Amen. Thank you for joining. Keep the peace. Be of good behavior. We will see you tomorrow. It's Wednesday tomorrow. In a boat, in a moat, on a fox with a box, in a soother, in the back of a cruiser. Keep the peace and be of good behavior. Amen.